And Meredith.
And in this segment, we're dealing with the theme Born in the USA, where we talk about different experiences of what it means to grow up in the United States. In this specific podcast, we're going to talk about Sherman Alexie's book, The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian. And oh my gosh, I love this book.
Oh yes, me too. This book is about a Native American boy named Arnold Spirit Jr., who goes by the name of Junior. He lives on the reservation with his family and decides to switch schools, and his new school is very far away and predominantly white. However, he feels that there's more opportunity for him at this new school. The book talks about his adjustment to his new school, his crush on a girl named Penelope, and his adventures on the basketball team.
Yeah, and there are a ton of fun moments in this book, and it is enhanced by the fact that the author uses drawings to drive the point home. Although the drawings are by an illustrator, Ellen Forney, it is included in the book as if it was Junior's drawings, which is really, really neat.
You know, I love this feature. It was cool because it really helped me to express some things that are, really helped him to express some things that are hard to say in words.
Yeah, for sure.
And the images just made it more powerful, like we've been talking about, all semester. In this image we have posted here, it's a picture of half of a white kid and half of an Indian kid, side by side. And while Junior has mentioned that he feels different from the other white kids in his school, this picture really captures the difference more strongly, I think, than words ever could.
Yeah, you are so right. And here, actually, we can take a moment just to read one of the passages that goes along with this image that we showed you.
Yeah.
So here it goes. Most of the kids were my size or smaller, but there were 10 or 12 monster dudes, giant white guys. They looked like men, not boys. They had to be seniors. Some of them looked like they had to shave 2 or 3 times a day. They stared at me, the Indian boy with the black eye and swollen nose, my going-away gifts from Rowdy. Those white kids couldn't believe their eyes. They stared at me like I was Bigfoot or a UFO. What was I doing at Reardon? Whose mascot was an Indian, thereby making me the only other Indian in town? So, what was I doing in racist Reardon, where more than half of every graduating class went to college? Nobody in my family had ever gone near a college. Reardon was the opposite of the res. It was the opposite of my family. It was the opposite of me. So that's just a little section that goes along. It's on the same page fold out as that image that's on the screen. So I love this passage, though. It says a lot of different things about the picture.
Yeah, definitely.
But they still have the same message of difference. And this idea of comparing himself to a UFO is really a striking comparison.
Yeah, Arnold really uses a lot of strong words to get his point across. But I think the words in connection with the picture is a really great touch.
Oh, for sure. And I loved the one section where he's talking about his parents, or Mr. P, his teacher on the res. This really adds to the characterization of the people who are in the story. And if you look at the book, you can find these illustrations right there in the pages.
And while there are a lot of funny moments in this story, there are also a lot of serious issues. And going along with our theme of Born in the USA, identity is a huge part of this story. Junior is very much resented by the rest of the reservation when he goes to the white school in Reardon. This is something that he is really aware of, and he is not afraid to illustrate those differences and make them clear to the reader.
Well, he is really afraid of his friends at the new school, knowing that he's afraid that his new friends will find out that he's poor. He didn't want his girlfriend, Penelope, to know that he can't afford food.
But at the same time, once he did tell his peers, they really were not as awful as he thought they would be. They were actually very supportive and understanding.
Yeah.
This was a really great moment to show that people can be sympathetic to others' differences. Even though in the beginning, some of the kids gave him a hard time, by the middle of the book, he really has a lot of support from his new friends.
Yeah, but you want to know, Meredith, what was really troubling to me was that he didn't have a lot of support from the people back home at the res. They seemed to take it very personally that he chose to go to another school. They beat him up if he tried to go anywhere, and they're horrible to him when their basketball team plays the new school's basketball team. And I understand that they were offended by him wanting to go and do something beyond the res, like the res wasn't good enough or something, but he's really doing a good job at school and succeeding, and I don't know why they can't just be happy for him.
Yeah, but I think it's a little more complicated than that. I mean, he is part of a culture that has been pushed aside for generation after generation. There is a lot of history to Native American tribes, and they probably feel as if he is turning his back on all those years of history, and that by him going to the white school, he is assimilating or trying to be white, and that's an insult to all the trouble that their tribe has been through.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It really is a complex issue. But one thing that still really surprised me, though, was that his good friend Randy doesn't seem to support him either. Or sorry, Rowdy. His name is Rowdy. But as soon as Junior told Rowdy that he was going to another school, it was as if Junior threw a punch at Rowdy. And as a result, Rowdy literally punched him back. And it was just kind of a strange reaction to me.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a lot behind that story, too. If you read the whole book, you will see that there are a lot of issues with drinking and with violence. This is something that the author does not tiptoe around. I would almost say that alcohol is the main character in the book. I don't know if I've ever read a book where alcohol had such an important role like this, where it was a bad character. And it just really exposes how much hurt and pain it causes Arnold.
Yeah, you are right, Meredith. Even though this book has a lot of fun parts to it, it really does a great job of addressing very serious issues such as racism, alcoholism, and violence. And that is just the tip of the iceberg. But actually, unfortunately, we're out of time for today. But please be sure to listen to the other podcasts from this month, where we talk about Gene Yang's graphic novel, American Born Chinese, and Rudolfo Anaya's book, Bless Me, Ultima.
And be sure to tune in next month when we talk about some of our favorite oldies. You're going to hear about some of our favorite classic young adult books, and hopefully we will be able to feature some of you as well. So thanks for listening. Remember to check out our Facebook page. Just search for Paper Jam.
Thanks, you all. Happy Thanksgiving.